All right, back at it again. The process has been painfully slow just due to the fact that I've got kids and I can never get the time off. But a bunch of stuff's been done on top. No, the transmission is still not dropped yet, but I needed to get a few things, namely an impact gun because the axle nuts would not come off, and I had the left wheel bearing replaced one time, and the right side has never been tampered with, so the right side came off really easily. The left side wheel bearing, or I'm sorry, the left side axle nut, they torqued the hell out of that. So anyway, what I'm going to do to properly torque spec everything is my torque wrench only goes up to 150 foot-pounds, so I'll need to get a torque multiplier from somewhere, and then probably just have my wife hold the brakes while I torque those nuts back on. But that's another day, another time. Anyway, got big pile of parts here, a few tools from Advanced Auto Parts. It's going to be returned here before too long. Neither one of the axles needed any kind of special finagling to get it out. Number of YouTube videos just talked about essentially what the manual says, just pull it out and it comes right out. They did a really good job down there. And as you can see, there's not a whole lot of light here, but anyway, axle's out. And tie rod's still attached. The manual didn't say anything at all about changing out the tie rod or disconnecting it, but I'm going to. Just because I'm doing all this front end work, I might as well go ahead and get everything else done too. Next stage is going to be, well, I just got the other axle out just now, like a minute ago. And interesting thing to note, I know it's probably no news to anybody, but it's the first time I've ripped a car apart this deep. And there is a little gear there, and it's either going to be the speedometer gear or it's the reverse sensor, which they talk about, or the backup light switch. I mean, they talk about disconnecting that switch back there, which you can not see. But anyway, if you look inside there, there's a little blue gear. And if you look just behind that bolt there on the left, the bolt hole there, which is where the intermediate shaft was bolted to, which, by the way, those bolts came out ridiculously easy. So I was shocked because I've already snapped off bolts off the stabilizer bar. Anyway, the backup lamp switch is that black thing right back there that has to be disconnected before I drop the tranny. Next steps are going to be to disconnect the hard pipe and the power steering pump, remove a couple of the brackets that the manual talks about, and then hopefully I'll be able to start getting into the actual bolts of the transmission to drop that and remove that. So that's what I'm looking at right now, and once I get all that done, I'll be working on the front end of the engine in order to change out the other. Oh, that's the other thing too, is you might have seen that the lower control arm was removed off the other side. It actually makes getting to the axle a little bit easier. I should call it the half shaft, be appropriate. But I'm going to be working on this side as well here before too long. But in order to do all that, I got to disconnect the motor mount and the pencil strut. And there's a whole lot going on there. You got to make sure you support the engine and the transmission in both cases. So anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Just figured I'd give you an update. Hope your weekend's going well. See you soon.